Hello guys and welcome back to a brand new match review here on the channel. My name is James and today we're going to go ahead and sit down and talk to you guys about Reading's big 4-1 win over Crawley Town. That's right, the Royals were back in action once again after the international break, and we were once again selected for Sky Sports Plus coverage. It was again a lunchtime kickoff at the SCL for Reading, and Crawley were the opposition this time round. Now, luckily for us Reading fans, it was a big 4-1 win on the day, but I got to say the performance from Reading was not convincing at all. I thought Crawley, for all their faults, were really good with the ball. I got to say, passing it around, the movement off the ball, really just the slick one-touch passing. You could really see that there was a style there from Crawley. Potentially though, just don't have the players to play that style of football. I got to say, the finishing just wasn't there. It was non-existent. David Button made some really good saves today, I've got to say that as well. But I've got to say, if Crawley did have a finisher, could have potentially seen a massively different result today. Now, in terms of the starting 11 for this fixture, David Button retained his place in goal, with Joel Pereira still sitting on the sidelines. There was one change in the back four, as we saw Andre Garcia come in at left back for Kelvin Abrafa. The rest of the back four stayed the same, with Amadou Mbengue, Tyler Binden and Michael Craig making that up. There was one change in the midfield as well, as we saw Charlie Savage come into the midfield three. He played alongside Lewis Wing and Ben Elliott. There was changes on the wings as well, as Harvey Nibbs was slotted out to the wing side. And as well, we saw Adrian Akande replacing Chem Campbell. And finally up front was the ever-present Sam Smith. Now, the first 10 minutes of the game saw opportunities for both sides. Reading's came from an offside position, unfortunately. Adrian Akande did some good work down the right-hand side and played a low cross into the box. Sam Smith was adjudged to have been offside, though, as he kind of was spared his blushings. I've got to say, the first half he had two massive chances, and the linesman spared his blushes because he missed both opportunities. The first one, though, was smothered by the goalkeeper. The other chance, though, came for Crawley. It came down the left-hand side when their man took a strike. David Button, though, did well to get down and save it and parry it to his left. Reading, though, took the advantage on the 20th minute, came from a set piece. It came into the box. Crawley failed to clear their lines. Something that we saw on their weaknesses on who scored was something that they were struggling at this season, was defending against set pieces. Well, it continued, and the trend continued here as Charlie Savage got the ball on the edge of the box. He took a strike and it went completely in the wrong direction, I'm sure, to where he wanted to actually go, but it ended up finding its way to Amadou Mbengue. Mbengue, he was able to clean it up and put the ball in the back of the net and put the Royals 1-0 up. After that, Crawley started to pile the pressure on Reading massively, and there was a massive mistake in the first half from David Button. He had the ball at his feet, and all he had to do was just a nice little simple clearance or a little pass out to a Reading shirt. Unfortunately, he found a Crawley Town shirt, and the Crawley player had a one-on-one with David Button. He failed to take a shot, but instead decided to take it around Button, which, well, ended up working in his favour, as he then took a shot into an empty net, but a stretching Amadou Mbengue was able to save the day and clear the ball completely. Now, that wasn't the end of where Mbengue's first half happened, as listen, after that he had to go off injured. He then came back on, and following another Crawley corner, it came to Mbengue once again. He got the ball and was unable to clear. It then actually went out for another Crawley corner once again for Crawley, came and it was taken short. It was some very good movement from them. I got to say, their corner routines in this fixture I thought were really good. Either way, the ball eventually, after some passing, after playing it short, found its way to the edge of the box, and after a deflection, Harry Forster was able to get his name on the score sheet as he levelled the game at 1-1. Luckily for Reading, though, that wasn't the scoreline as we went into the half-time break, as Lewis Wing scored arguably what is one of the best goals I have ever seen in my entire life. It was an absolutely fantastic strike from 35 yards out as he's rocketed the ball. There's swerve on it. It's just a fantastic goal from Lewis Wing. It's his second in as many games, and it's an absolutely rocket of a strike. I've got to say, Lewis Wing last year, he had his own goal of the season, just contendership on his own, and I think it might be again the same situation here. His first goal last weekend, or 2 weekends ago, against Rotherham was fantastic, and this one here was no different. An absolute rocket, and was just brilliant from Wing. Reading, though, after half-time actually struggled massively, and Crawley had numerous opportunities to make it 2-2. David Button did very well for Reading, though, and he was able to keep us in the game. Him and Mbengue, I thought, were the standout performers for Reading today, alongside Lewis Wing. And I've got to say, the energy from Charlie Savage in the midfield was fantastic. Well, talking of that man, he ended up scoring Reading's third goal of this game. It came completely against the run of play. Reading were able to make a quick counter-attack pay off as the ball eventually found its way to Sam Smith. Crawley's goalkeeper came out and it looked to have fouled Smith, potentially getting himself sent off, but the rebound came straight to Charlie Savage, and Savage lifted it over everyone and into the back of the net. He managed to score what was his fourth goal of this campaign. And I've got to say, despite not starting quite a lot of games this season, he's found himself on the score sheet more often than not. Reading eventually made it 4-1 when Sam Smith found the back of the net. He scored his fourth goal of this season as well. It was another really good move from Reading. That really, the pinnacle of it was when Lewis Wing played a fantastic ball over the top to Smith. Smith chested it down and struck the ball past the Crawley goalkeeper. Now, after that, Reading made a couple more substitutions. We saw the introductions of Basil Tuma, Jaden Wareham, Shea Spencer. Before the third goal went in, we also saw the introduction of Chem Campbell for Harvey Nibs, but I thought overall Reading, after the fourth goal went in, managed the game really well, and we could have had a fifth. Jaden Wareham scored, but he was offside, and again he had a couple more opportunities as well, but again was offside for the majority of them. But I thought overall Reading defended quite well on the day, but I got to say Crawley were really good, and I thought Reading really got away with one today. I thought the performance wasn't great. Listen, it's weird sitting here and say that Reading got away with one despite winning by 4-1, but I got to say, I thought Crawley were unlucky to get beat here today. I really do. Reading were just clinical and, yeah, took their chances massively. Now, I've got to say one last thing as well. The referee was absolutely awful on the day. Crawley, every single time that there was a tiny bit of contact from a Reading player, was straight down on the ground, and the referee bought it every single time. I just thought, really, it was something where the ref should have been a little bit wise to what Crawley were doing, but he just didn't have a clue, and Crawley were winning free kicks left, right, and centre. The people behind me at one point said that Reading had only had 5 fouls, and I think Crawley were up to like 19 or something. Absolutely mental that was a statistic, because Reading were, look, there might be a tiny bit of contact, but it's a contact sport at the end of the day. If you take the physicality away from football, then what is football? Now, in terms of the league table, there's still games going on at the moment, so it won't be the finalised one as I leave you here now. But as at the moment, Reading sit in 11th spot, 10 games played, 5 wins, 1 draw and 4 losses, as we take on Exeter City coming up this Tuesday. Crawley on the other hand, should I say, sit in 22nd. Neither, like, Burton can't climb, well, they can climb above them with a win, but Cambridge can't climb above them, who are actually beating Wigan by 2-0 right now. That's going to be it for this one today, guys. Thank you very much for watching. We'll be back with a preview for the Exeter game coming up very soon. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.